Here we go. The final week of the NFL season. Week 17 is underway. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20. Call it the 21-yard line.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
First carry now for Kareem Hunt. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
64, weak. He's coming. We got something. Point it right. Hey, look 3.
They'll run with Hunt on 2nd down. And he'll be brought down here at the 28. Brought down by the cornerback, William Jackson.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4.
Hey, alert! Mark 57. Get in the way,
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. He finds Beckham, complete. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first. Baker Mayfield, in all likelihood, is going to be seeing a lot of these Cincinnati Bengals in the coming years, twice this season. And he got off to a great start last year as a rookie against Cincinnati. 7 touchdown passes, no interceptions, and 2 wins. Mayfield now. Landry, agile footwork. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 23 yards, the final tally.
180. Let's put him on the buses. Let's put that team on the bus. 36. Alert!
On 1st down, they'll run with Hunt. Big Geno Atkins there to bring him down. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down. Looked like man coverage, able to read it there on the outside for the completion. That'll be something to track as the game goes along here.
It certainly will, and there's so many different ways that they will try to figure out whether they're in man or zone. Sometimes you'll run a guy in motion to see if someone runs with him. Other times you'll empty out the backfield, spread it out, and see if everyone comes out and matches up. In any event, anytime you see man coverage, you tell your guys you've got to win those matchups, because if you do, you'll get the football and probably for a nice game.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Mayfield looks to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the Alabama man, Dre Kirkpatrick. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. So here's Dalton and the Bengals now. 1st and 10 at the 20.
Check safety, check safety. Check, heavy. 6 guys, check 6 guys. Here you go, Ken.
Their D gets the INT. Now what can Dalton do? Brought in here by Tyler Eifert. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
At the 28-yard line.
28 now as they come up on second and a couple.
Check me out. Whip. Watch the whip. Check. Move. Shit. Watch the shit. SOS.
This is Joe Mixon, 4th in the NFL in rushing last season. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Give the tackle there to Morgan Burnett. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Lead. 53. Focus, defense, focus.
3rd and 2 for Dalton. He's got his man, Boyd. And he'll be brought down with the first down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. After the penalty, it's Mixon. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Bandit.
From just shy of midfield, Dalton, rush coming, and he's taken down. Christian Kirksey. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8. So the sack, and now it's 3rd and long for Dalton and the Bengals.
Check nickel. Heavy. He's crossing. He's checking crack. Right here. He's coming, double up. Kill. Hey, turn it up.
From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. That's complete to John Ross. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
Just a 25-yard punt, not what he was hoping for by any stretch. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. Now, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
2nd and 9 at the 24-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. A gain there of 21 yards.
A gain of 21 yards. 1st down.
The start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. The start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. A 1st down throw from Mayfield. Flushed out right, and this will be incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Here's Mayfield. Throw left side, caught by the tight end, Njoku. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 28.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills.
And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Carl Lawson, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range.
Hey, box truck.
Now Mayfield. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Geno Atkins got home that time.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? But it definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to their self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups. Check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad and make the changes that you need to.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Check pass.
Here's Dalton. He finds his running back, Mixon. Room here to run. And all the way to the opposite 45. A big play there on the catch and run. 48 yards. Not really any offense for them to speak of here in this first half. Maybe that's what they needed, that big play.
Yeah, it seems that maybe everything changes right there. They've been a little slow out of the gate. We've seen that. But that one big play, that could spark a big burst right here.
Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot. But they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
And Dalton to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Right, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down.
93, 52, 93, 44, 44. There you go.
Passing, it's Dalton. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Alex Erickson that time, and it's 3rd down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum Big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. And now the third down throw incomplete as well. More problems here on third down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on third down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
They try to run on first down, but this defense says no dice. They stop them a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on third down. From the gun, Mayfield. Caught left side, it's Beckham. And he'll go out of bounds after getting this across the 15. That'll go for a gain of 13, helping big time to get away from that end zone. First down. Thanks to that last play, a little more room to operate. 1st and 10 at the 18. Throwing, Mayfield. And he'll spot Hurd open left side. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 13-yard gain yet again, just like last play.
A gain of 13 yards.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. To the right side, and he's got Landry complete. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained. So they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10.
52. Hurry!
Go, tackle, let's go. We got this. 52 is the mic, right?
Hey! High 7.
I'm going to come back to you.
Going to the air again with Mayfield. Going up top. And that's caught inside the 35. A big play that time for Cleveland. 41 yards.
1-yard gain. First down, Cleveland.
2 minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless first half. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
You ain't doing nothing today. Make 3. 218, chop it.
Check hot route. Hot. Watch safety creep.
Mayfield leaves it for Hunt on the draw. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
On 2nd and a yard, Mayfield. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. The sack by Jordan Willis.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Mayfield and this Browns offense staring at a 3rd and long now after the sack. Mayfield under pressure again, and down he goes again. Carlos Dunlap in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
And this one is right down the middle. And we have action on the scoreboard just before halftime. It's 3-0. Been a bit of a dogfight thus far into the second quarter now, and we do have our first points, a field goal.
Yeah, a lot of people say, wow, first action on the scoreboard, about time. To me, the action's been right there on the field, trying to figure out who could gain an advantage, gain some field position, finally get points on the board. I'm loving this kind of game.
It feels like kickers might play a big role in this one.
Yes, make sure you give them the respect they deserve. They could cost you a game or win you one.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And you have to figure they won't just sit on the football here in the final minute. The way things have gone, they need to try to make something happen offensively.
But maybe
and the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. The #1 pick, Myles Garrett, coming in to drop him.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes. He's capitalizing.
Well, a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. Short boot, take it at the 21. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally, because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Yeah, they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. So line of scrimmage, still the 39 on 2nd and 10. To throw again, Dalton. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
368. Hey, Alpha.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Terrence Mitchell. first possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Following the interception, Mayfield. This will be caught inside the 10. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up first and goal. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on second and goal? To throw, Mayfield. This will be caught at about the 6. Only a yard on the completion. It's second and goal.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's second and goal. Mayfield to throw it. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Odell Beckham with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Browns take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Austin Seibert on for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. Now as they will send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. They throw right away, and that's complete out on the right side. And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
Andy Dalton now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
Watch twist. Watch twist. Kill, 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 kill.
They go 368.
Dalton here from the gun. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it'll be second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Heavy.
Hatchet.
Check 13. Check go 368.
Watch it.
On second down, here's Mixon. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. Another example of just a dominant performance by this defense.
Yeah, you hear all the time about teams that try to steal signals from the other side and try and learn their signs and their tendencies. It's almost like they got the answers to the exam the night before and were well prepared for this final.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Andy Dalton. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Boyd. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
First and 10 at the 33.
Andy Dalton now rebounding nicely after the interception. He's hit 4 straight to start the drive. It's first down. To throw here, Dalton. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Myles Garrett in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down.
Switch.
Throwing, Dalton. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
Credit the secondary and credit the defensive game plan. They've been in his hip pocket all game long. They understood coming in that he was a big-time receiver.
A 58-yard.
He's got the distance, but it's no good. Wide to the right, and this score will stay right where it is. Down here in the third quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, and one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the second miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
A boost here to start the drive after the penalty. It's 1st and 5. Mayfield down. And incomplete. He was looking to get it to Jarvis Landry that time. And now it's second down. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
Check. Hey, alert!
Mayfield gives this one to Hunt. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 7 yards there and a first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Mayfield looks to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask.
Let's go.
The penalty moves him into the red zone here on 1st and 10.
Hey, alert!
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Alert! Hey, Haywood!
Running with Hunt here out of the shotgun. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
50 seconds.
Third and long for Mayfield. His throw caught right around the 6. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot.
And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Nick Chubb with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Browns take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Here's Seibert now to add the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken at his 4. Able to spin free. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. Here's Dalton. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Myles Garrett giving him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Coming off the line, he's been wreaking havoc all year. And look, that's why, as a result, he's getting some looks for Defensive Player of the Year in the NFL.
And I know that many people don't have him first on their list right now, but he deserves that type of consideration. You mentioned it. All year long, he's made big plays and continues to do so. Imagine if he has a big game here. If so, he could vault himself right into the #1 spot.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
It's now 3rd and 19.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. So Dalton now. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. 8 yards on the screen there, not enough. And it'll be 4th down.
An 8-yard gain. It's 4th down.
The Bengals bring out their punter now. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. Bengals going for it. Here's Dalton. Under heavy pressure, and down goes Dalton on the sack. Myles Garrett. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Let him know, let him know. Regular. We're in 52. Watch 52.
Real. No gain on this defense.
They'll run. This is Hunt. And some room to maneuver. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Kareem Hunt with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run. And one thing I've learned in our time in this game, Yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is.
Under pressure, they got him again. Myles Garrett, my goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really, really turning in an incredible performance. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Here's Dalton. His throw incomplete. He was looking for Joe Mixon there out of the backfield. And it's 3rd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
At the 37-yard line.
20.
I got you, boy. I got you, boy.
On 1st down, punt. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31, and then the defense rallying quickly after that broken tackle. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
2nd and 3 at the 31-yard line.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hunt. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. He went backwards 7 yards, setting up a tough 3rd down. On 3rd down, Mayfield rolling to his left. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Alabama man, Drake Kirkpatrick. And the return goes up to his own 17-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down from the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. He'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal 1st down. Green last year had the lowest numbers of his career output-wise, 694 yards, 6 touchdowns. But, of course, there was a reason for that. He was battling a toe injury the second half of the season. And, boy, did the Bengals miss his presence. They limped to the finish line, losing 7 of their last 8. They are happy to have him back and healthy. Dalton's throw caught by Erickson. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Strong left.
And again, Andy Dalton to throw. He's got a 1st down and much more inside the 20. And finally wrestled down at the 11. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. Finally, a first red zone opportunity for these guys. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Let's get some penetration here. got to. Move. Over here.
This will be Dalton again. And he's got his big tight end, Eifert, and it's a Bengal touchdown. Tyler Eifert, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bengals are able to cut into this lead. And it'll be Dalton again. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
The Browns drive about to get started. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. From the 39, Mayfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him. Find him.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
You got tight. You got tight right there.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. He's got an open man. He completes it to Callaway. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. They'll run on 1st down. It's Hunt. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. Good gain there on 1st down, and keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. The Browns on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. Here it's 3rd and 3. From the gun, Mayfield. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 19.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen, because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a 1st down.
And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Hey, on 133. 6-6, pull it high.
So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big 2nd half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.
So for Cleveland, a final win here means they'll finish off the regular season at a solid 13-3. And now they'll await the final seeding for the playoffs ahead. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, they wanted desperately to finish at 500, but that